Many ways in which we can help the youth of our country to achieve their potential. For that, the government must introduce programs that will help in fighting of issues like unemployment, poor education institutes, and more to help them prosper without any hindrance. Similarly, citizens must take sure to encourage our youth to do better in every field. When we constantly discourage our youth and don't believe in them, they will lose their spark. We must make sure that the people living in a country are responsible for the development and growth. The people living in a country are responsible for the development and progress of the nation itself. Out of the total population in any of the nation, 20 to 30% is constituted of the youth. The working people and especially young people decide the progress of any nation. The progress of the nation is decided by several measures, that is, development in science, technology, health, management, and others. The youth must be directed in positive direction to get success in all these spheres. The focus on the development and training for the youth must be taken into account. There is a need for proper education and skill development of the youth so that they can prosper in righter direction. Stop. Okay.
Hi, youth in nation building. We have came across this topic about many a times these days. Youth in nation building. So the first thing which comes to our mind whenever we hear the word youth is all about college life, chill bill, youngsters, party, and all those stuffs. But apart from that, I have to say, apart from that, youth are the backbone of nation. Youth are the backbone of nation only because they have a capacity to adapt things. They have the ability to grasp new technology, whatever it may be new technologies or trends or whatever. They have that capacity to grasp the things and apply it to the real life, and that's when they lead. So youngsters in today's generation have a great a flavor or great taste towards science and technologies. So we can see many youngsters coming out with different ideas. They have different ideas and they come across different ideas and they put their ideas together to form it may be a product or whatever it may be. They have contributed n number of things in science and technology, not only in science and technology. The overall economy of India, the overall economy of the nation itself is actually dependent on youngsters. Just because they have the capacity to adapt to any environment, they suit to any environment, and they have the perfect mind to grasp things. And this is where youngsters come into place. Just like Swami Vivekananda said, arise awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Exactly. Youth have that power to achieve their goals. They have great power to achieve their goals. They might have particular aims and dreams in their life, but they are always into it. Yeah. So I just want to conclude by saying that if you win, you will lead. Obviously, you will lead. But if you lose, don't worry. You have that experience. You have that experience. You can definitely guide. Thank you. Jai.
Hi, this is Chaitanya from 3rd year Civil Engineering. First of all, a very happy Independence Day to each and everyone. Today, I am going to speak about youth and its contribution to the future India. Youth is a joy. Youth is a phase in which small children come out of the protective shell and are ready to spread their wings in the world of hope and dreams. It's time of development, growth, and change. It plays an important role in the development of the society. Youth has capabilities to bring social reforms and improvement in the society. His idealism, enthusiasm, and courage cannot be matched any other segments in the society. National development is now in the hands of young generation. The older generation has passed on a baton to the youth. The young generation has more concurrent dreams, passion, and hope. Youth in any country represents the future of his nation. For the development of the country, the young people have to be hardworking in any fields they get involved in, let it be sports, mechanics, or any other field. Today, the youth is facing challenges in their employment opportunities, drug abuse, HIV, or AIDS. But there are chances to overcome these challenges. Youth should be responsible and say no to drugs. When the youth contributes his ideas and energy to resolve social issues, he or she becomes capable leaders and can also make difference in the lives of others. Youth empowerment can eradicate poverty. It plays an important role in the construction process of economic prosperity and political stability of nation. You should never take an easy, comfortable path. No one develops in a pampered environment. There are some key responsibilities that the young generation must include in them. They are like they are like value of time, discipline, thinking before taking any action, and should be goal oriented. People like Neeraj Chopra, Ravi Kumar Dahiya, PV Sindhu, and many more have contributed so much to India by securing medals in 2020-21 Tokyo Olympics. All this was only possible by their hard work and their passion towards their dreams. At last, in the end, I would like to say that nothing can equal the splendor of youth. To be young, that in itself is the process to treasure of infinite worth, far greater than any person of power. Thank you.
Is Pooja and I am from EC background. Today I am talking about the topic Youth Contribution for Future India. Youth are the most important and dynamic segment of the population in any country. It is believed that developing countries with large youth population could see tremendous growth provided they invest in young people education, health and protect and guarantee their rights. We can undoubtedly say that today's young are tomorrow's innovators, creators, builders and leaders. But they need the required support in terms of good health, education, training and opportunities to transform the future. The economic trigger happens when a country more hands to work available than more mouths to feed. To put this succinctly, working age population has to be large in the dependent population. Today, India is one of the youngest nation in the world with more than 62% of population in the working age group 15 to 59 years and more than 54% of this total population below 25 years of age. It is further estimated that the average age of population in India by 2020 will be 29 years of age, 40 years in USA and 46 years in Europe and 47 years in Japan. This gives us the edge of demographic dividing over other countries. The youth of today is increasingly becoming restless and struggleless to remove the disparities. However, more efforts need to be put in if we are become free from the vicious circles of poverty. All these wishes are still prevalent in the society, which are not allowing our great nation to function in real spirit. Unfortunately, being a democratic nation and largest democracy in the world, India is still lagging behind achieving socio-political and economic equalities, which were dreamed by our producers. As a nation, since 72 years, we have been striving to eliminate these inequalities at levels which are existing in the form of poverty, unemployment, illiteracy, corruption, gender, etc. India is ranked at 130 in Human Development Index and 115 in Human Capital Index, 100 in Global Hunger Index and 122 in World Happiness Index. India ranked in various development indices has barely grown over the years. If India is to improve upon these indices, then the India youth needs to take the large and come forward to fight against multiple inequalities and contribute in the nation building. This is about my topic and thank you.
Good morning. I'm Adontitus and I am a youth. I'm a youth among the other 250 million people present in India. We are strong, we are courageous, we are not afraid, for we are the future of our nation. 20% of Indian population embodies youth ranging between the ages of 15 and 24, which is a huge amount. Estimations have been taken saying the average age of India is 29 when compared to America, the US, which is 40, and Japan, which is 47. The economic trigger happens when there are more hands that are working, there are more mouths to feed. Succinctly speaking, there should be a greater working age population than the dependent age population. India has a great workforce, meaning there's a huge youth population, so there are more innovative minds. But having a huge youth does not matter if it's not properly utilized. The utilization of the youth matters. Let's talk about employment. 43% of youth is unemployed, and that was pre-COVID. 43%, and after the first wave of the COVID, 115 million people lost their jobs. And one of the main reasons of unemployment is we do not celebrate the entrepreneurship mindset. And the entrepreneurship mindset is a great mindset that should be developed in the society of our nation. If you take a student, if he wants to be a businessman, if he wants to be an entrepreneur, he's questioned, what if it fails? He's bombarded with negative thoughts about the risk factors by his friends, his peers, his parents, his society. But if it is succeeded, what if it succeeds? That question has never been asked. If it succeeds, he will become an employer that employs different people, maybe 10 to 20, giving them jobs, which decreases the curse of unemployment in our country. This should be the change in mindset. Speaking of mindset, we need a young India. We need a young and prosperous India, meaning we need young minds. For young minds, at this current rate, as a matter of fact, India does not hold good for the present youth and its contribution in the future. And this is said by taking an example. If you take the example of the parliament consists of an average age of MPs of 55 years, with a mere 10% below 40. Most youth try to escape from this country, try to leave, try to get a better life, try to find more opportunities in their life circumstances. That is the situation we are in right now. But let me tell you something. You can dream, you can dare, and you can be deterministic. No matter which color, which age, which gender, which creed, which caste, which ethnicity you come from, you have the right to dream, you have the right to dare, and you have the right to persevere. Because creating a great world starts by a greater self. Let me take an example, a metaphoric example of a pencil. A pencil as the youth, it can draw, meaning the youth can flourish. We can use it the right way. It can be a great impact in the society. We can sharpen it like we sharpen its skills. But the point you misuse it, you break it, no matter how hard you try, you cannot bring back to how it was. It's going to be in vain. It's going to be purposeless. It's going to be futile to me, you, the government, and the society. Thank you.
The world, make it a better place for you, for me, and for the entire human race. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What comes to your mind when you hear the word youth or youthfulness? Well, there are many answers to this question. Some say that youth has no age. We cannot bind or limit the spirit of youthfulness in a term called age, while the others say that there's only one method to measure the youthfulness of the country, and that is by age. Well, according to me, youth is a joy. A little bird who has just broken out of its egg and is eagerly waiting to spread out its wings in the open blue sky of freedom and hope. We all love to quote the saying that Rome wasn't built in a day, but we forget to remember that Rome was eventually built, and it must have been so magnificent that when people admired it, they were told that it wasn't built in a day. Now the question arises, if Rome wasn't built in a day, then how was it built? The answer is, it was built every day. Yes, the involvement of the youth for the national development of the country is a must. because the youth are not only the leaders of tomorrow but also the partners of today. India is fortunate enough to have more than 65% of the total population as young men and mostly of the student. A great man rightly said, "Give me the children and I will change the nation." If the energy of the students are directed towards constructive purposes, then the whole nation will taste all-round development. But for this all-round development, there are certain rules that need to be followed by the youth of India. First, value your time, as time and tide waits for none. So the youth of India have to value their time and be more punctual. Second, stick to high ideals. Jawaharlal Nehru said, "Failure comes to those who forget their ideals, their principles and their objectives." So, the youth of India need to stick to high ideals given by their saints for the all-round development of the country. Third point I would like to be focusing on is discipline. The distance between dream and reality is called discipline. A youth of India has passion, but this passion should not be misused by creating ill discipline. Fourth, tolerance. I observed that mostly the youth of India are always in a hurry to get the results of their work done, but they need to be more patient and also set an example for others. Fifth and the far most important point I would like to be focusing on is defend the freedom of our country. We are the citizens of free India. We got this freedom 75 years ago. Number of freedom fighters sacrificed their lives so that we can hold our head high in a respective manner. So, it is the responsibility of the youth of India to protect the freedom of their country. India, it can only be a developed nation if everyone contributes towards the best of his or her ability. And before signing off, I would like to say that सोच बदलो तभी तो देश बदलेगा कि लहरों से डर कर नैया पार नहीं होती और कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. I would also like to say that बिना कुछ किए जय जयकार नहीं होती. Thank you.
75th Independence Day already, and here our country, India, stands strong and brilliant amidst all the chaos and the pandemic, emerging as one of the most developing countries. Hello and very good morning. I am Ramsha, a proud citizen of India, studying in first year engineering. Our topic today, Youth Contribution for Future India, rightly justifies all that has been happening lately. And yes, how can we forget COVID pandemic the world has been facing since the last 2 years? And oh my, every day and every way has our youth contributed in every possible way by not just helping the elderly and kids, but by also contributing their most important part of life, be it college, school, staying indoors, following all protocols, and letting go all their plans, which any student would have thought of while graduating. I must say, our youth are not just contributors to society, but brave hearts as well. Youth being enthusiastic, vibrant and dynamic in nature is the most important part of the population. Youth show strong passion, motivation and willpower, which makes them the most valuable human resource for fostering economic, cultural and political development of the nation. The energy and passion of the youth, if utilized properly, can bring huge progress to the nation. But before we head on, let us know who are the youth. Well, there is no universally agreed international definition of the youth. But for statistical purposes, youth can be defined as those persons between the age group of 15 to 29 years. And now, the most important question arises. How can a youth contribute to the future of India? Well, a youth can contribute to India's success and progress only if they are equipped with skills and knowledge. Yes, it is the duty of the government to provide them with ample opportunities to develop their personal as well as professional skills, and also provide them equal facilities in the field of games and sports. As it's been rightly said, Badega India, tabhi to Badega India, which means a growing number of India's youth need the right educational infrastructure to develop skills and adequate opportunities to get employed or become entrepreneurs. Youth have a role to renew and refresh the current status of the society, including leadership, innovation, skills, etc. On the other hand, they also have to retain the culture without letting it fade away. All good values in societies, development projects, etc. Our youth can bring many social reforms and improvement to the society. They need to get the right platform to share their views, to voice their opinions and showcase their talent. All sorts of creativity can be found if we look through the minds of youth. Yes, it is a reality. A youth of a country can determine the future of a nation. Young, optimistic, uncompromised, foreign just, talented and honest. Yes, I believe that these words rightly define the youth of our country, and I shall believe and hope that we shall shine through all odds. So, to the heroes of tomorrow and to the energies that define the future, wishing you all a very happy Independence Day. Jai Hind.
We cannot build future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Good morning everyone. I'm Sanjana of Section D. I'm here to speak a few words on the topic Youth Contribution for the Future India. Youth are the most important and dynamic segment of the population in any country. It is believed that developing countries with large youth population could see tremendous growth provided they invest in young people's education, health and protect and guarantee their rights. We can undoubtedly say that today's youth are tomorrow's innovators, creators, builders, and leaders. But they need the required support in terms of good health, education, training, and opportunities to transform the future. Today, India is one of the youngest nations in the world with more than 62% of its population in the working age group and more than 54% of its population below 25 years of age. Youth of today is increasingly becoming restless and struggling to remove disparities. The vital role of youth are fresh with ideas and are not idols with the help of this movement towards the transparent civil society structure which can influence the political administration for the benefit of the society. It is therefore important to acknowledge the role of civil societies in empowering youth towards the strengthening of the democratic system of the country and sustainable development. The role of youth in the nation building is crucial. They are the problem solvers, have a positive influence on other young peoples and the nation and are extremely ambitious. They have the ability to create an identity for themselves and move nation forward. However, they will not be able to do this without the help and support of their family, community, government, and many others. Then the youth can make beautiful land flourish and shine in success. Thank you.
If our youth arise and act, they have the strength and dynamism to generate a huge transformation in society. Sharing this quote, I, Nisla Ahmed, is grateful for this opportunity and take a step to share a few words on today's topic, Youth Contribution for Future India. What is the role of youth? Well, they have the power to change the nation. They are the stepping stones for tomorrow's progressive countries. Today, youth is most important and have a dynamic role in the country's population. It is believed that developing countries with a huge youth population have tremendous growth only if they invest on young people's education, health, and guarantee and protect their rights. Today's young minds are more creative, hardworking, innovative, and are aware of their future. They are working constantly to achieve their goals and to contribute for their nation. The biggest strength of India is their youth, and the government has to make their biggest strength a working one and change our country to developed nation. Our youth have the inbuilt leadership quality. They have the endless potential to work hard, to focus on the future, to contribute to something they aim for. I believe that youth is a stage of energy, optimistic and idealistic. And if they channel their energy for the right thing, they can achieve it too. But it shouldn't be tangled up with selfishness. I believe that today's young minds are tomorrow's innovators, creators, builders, and leaders, only if they're shaped towards it, towards the right path, towards their motivated path. But I also feel that today's youth are not really have the ability to show themselves because of the society. Nobody is letting them to come out of their wings. Even when the chance is given, they don't know which path to go on, where to lead on, how to lead on. This, this is a responsibility of our country, of our nation, to show our youths, today's youths, the opportunity, their responsibility, their contribution, and let them know how they can help for the betterment of tomorrow. I would like to conclude my speech by stating Swami Vivekananda's quote: Stand up, be whole, be strong. Take the whole responsibility on your shoulder and remember that you are the creator of your own destiny. Stating this, I, Nazila Ahmed, would like to sign off. Jai Hind.
Good afternoon to the lecturers and my dear friends. My name is Grishma, second year civil engineering. My topic is Youth Contribution for Future India. In words of James, the youth is a joy, the little bird that has broken out of the eggs and is eagerly waiting to spread out its wings in the open sky of freedom and hope. The power of youth. The youth is the spirit of life. It is the age that is to discover and dream something. India is of largest youth population in the world today, and the entire world is eyeing India as a talented source of manpower, and they are looking at our source as the low cost, and in the future they get the benefit or super profit. If the Indians work together, they unite together, definitely they can hold the political powers in their hands. And the youth mostly hopes for the world free of poverty, unemployment and inequality, exploitation man by man. Once the Martin Luther has told the dream, I have a dream, and the dream has largely come true. As being I'm the youth of India, I want to tell every student, every youth that we should have the dream first. The dream which is going to give profit to the developed nation, and as the other countries have developed, we should develop our India in a very good contribution. And as at the end I want to say India can become the developed nation if everyone will contribute at its best, his or her capacity or ability. Youth are wholly experimental. They research. It is our role, it is our responsibility, it is our rights, it is our duties to contribute India in a developing nation as others. And thank you so much.
Hello everyone. Today I am going to speak a few words on youth contribution for future India. Our country's youth are its future, and they are the most diverse segment of the population. Youth contribute to the development of our country through their deeds. The importance of our country is recognized by its citizens. It is the people's intellect and hard work that propels the country forward. Every citizen of our country contributes significantly to its growth and development. If our youth commit themselves to working for the country's prosperity, they will become vital components of the country and make significant contributions to its growth and development. In India, 62% of the population is youth. Young minds are known to be innovative and hardworking. That will help in the development of the country. Youth can change the country only if proper opportunities in the various fields are given to them. In our society, we have been guided to pursue career either in engineering or medical science. This could be because of the pressure from the family or the trend in society. This has become a main cause for the downfall of the youth. A statistical report suggests that about 55% of engineering youth are unemployed because they don't have the required skills to crack the job. A youth can change the society if they consider preserving a career in different fields like art and politics. Youth has the power to bring change. Since young people are the most productive workforce of a nation, India is set to become the fourth largest economy by 2025, contributing about 6% to the world GDP. We need to empower youth and enable them to find their rightful place in the community through education, employment, health, skill development, community engagement, growth participation in politics and governance, while including the marginalized youth by giving them more equitable opportunities than adults. The higher rate of the employment among the youth due to lack of skills and poverty is the biggest challenge for India. As a result, youth should be harnessed for the advancement of our nation. It is critical to develop policies that motivate our youngsters in order to ensure a better tomorrow and a brighter future. They have the need to roar up into the sky. So if youth power is used wisely and optimally, it would be undoubtedly contribute to the national growth. Jai Hind.
Pride for your country shouldn't come after your country becomes great. Your country becomes great after your pride in it. Greetings of the day to all the listeners. It's my immense pleasure to talk about today's topic, that is youth's contribution for future India. As a fuel is responsible for producing sparking in the engine, the same way youth is for the nation. They act as a driving force of the nation. The vision of the country is in the hands of the youth, and they are filled with the tremendous and towering ambitions, and they are the treasures of India. They should be the active drivers and not merely the passive recipients of development. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has rightly once said that ignited minds of the youth is the power resource on earth, and if it is directed perfectly, that can bring out the humanity and bring peace. At different stages and evolution of the nation, we need to educate people in different ways. Like suppose if we take an instance that we are in a continuous war and we have to train our youth for the fight. Right now we are in an economical pit. There is a possibility. We talk about many more things like entrepreneurship, etc. That means we need to train people in different things. We need to educate them in different manners. When we talk about the improvement and the development or the contribution to your country, India needs improvement in many sectors, like we can say education, system, strict management, criminal justice or waste management or the wildlife protection and many more sectors. Youth has the capability to implement their ideas and they can work for it. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, who had a visionary that to make in India or to digital India, youth can make that sound. If we take a peek on Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, or it's also called as Self-Reliant Indian Campaign, which has a visionary of a new India, I can say, which is a call given by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, saying that to fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, which has outlined with the 5 pillars, that is infrastructure, system, democracy, demand and vibrant. This can be done with the ideology of a teamwork, and that can be done by our youths. A 18-year-old boy from Tamil Nadu is the youngest scientist who had designed the world's smallest satellite. Entrepreneurs of our country, the youngest entrepreneurs like Sri Lakshmi Suresh and Tilak Mehra. Neeraj Chopra, the golden boy of our country. He is an Indian athlete, track and field athlete I can say, and junior commissioner officer in Indian Army who made us India proud. They have learned to live with it. Youths are the fighters. No matter in which field you work, how you work, the laws, if you follow the laws of the land that you live in, that is the best contribution that you can give to your country. Today's generation is facing a lot of health issues like depression or smoking or high alcoholic usage or illicit drug usages or undernutrition, many more problems. How they can transform their future? They need a training, they need a support. Quality education will be the key for empowerment, and that will also be the key for the development. They can transform their future. They need a quality education and training. And what else we need? The main focus should be on the right path and the positive approach. Knowledge and unity makes a big sound than experience. Like if we take an instance that youth had protested for the justice of Nirbhaya case in India. Youth had protested India against corruption. That was a mass protest by youth. In that we can find the prominent examples of strength of a youth of a country, that youth can do anything. Unity can do anything. Unity is a strength that can do a lot of difference in our country. They new and innovative ideas. They have the zeal for the betterment of the society. They can lead the country, and that what we need. At last, I would like to conclude by quoting the words of Franklin D. Roosevelt. He says, "We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for a future." Thank you so much for giving me these wonderful opportunities to speak on today's topic. Have a great day. Let's all hope for the best. Thank you one and all once again. Jai Hind.
The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. This quote from Nelson Mandela is well known and encourages us to believe in adolescence. My name is Ramya and I'm here to talk a few words on the topic Youth Contribution for Future India. 19th century, it is said, was the best period to be a British, and 20th century to be an American. No doubt 21st century is the best period to be an Indian. Never before was the level of confidence in us so high, in spite of having rich heritage and past glories as it is today. Gone are the days where India was known as a country of snake charmers, rope tricks and kings. But now it is seen as a country producing n number of entrepreneurs, efficient doctors and IITians. And I think the contribution of youth towards the progress, towards the upliftment of the nation is indeed immense. As we all know, India ranks second in the world with respect to population, and the current population of India is 1,394,984,184. And India tops the list with 354 million young people. And I think it's our turn to convert this huge rate of population into a boon to our country and not a bane. As a youthful populous country, India has ample of advantages from this. It provides a large tax base to our country. A good thing about a populous country is that it can have a lot of potential workers for the future and provides a large and cheap future workforce. Looking at all these advantages, we can say that India's secret weapon is its population, and that too the youth population, and youth can be a clear advantage for India. Take risk in your life, be a hero. Swami Vivekananda popularized this saying in late 19th century. He fostered new enthusiasm for the progress in the youth so much that our nation celebrates National Youth Day on 12th January every year. He is indeed an inspiration for all of us. Service to mankind, service to nation should be so selfless because it is equal to service to God. And I hereby conclude that his teaching will always stay relevant. And I, Ramya, being the young citizen of India, hereby pledge that I will contribute for the upliftment of my country. Arise, Awake and stop not till the goal is reached. Jai Hind.
Hello everyone, this is Vineet Krishna from third year EZ. So today I'm going to talk about the role of youth in the development of our nation. We all know that the growth and development of a nation, the progress of the nation is all dependent upon the citizens, its citizens. It's nothing that a nation when it is born or when it is formed, it cannot be great by itself. It's all about the nations, it's all about the citizens inhabiting it. So if we consider the productivity of every individual, we all know that it's sure, and we all know that the youth or those people who are between 20 to 30, 35 years of age, they have got higher productivity compared to the old men. The elders of a country or which we consider as experienced, they may have the required experience, required knowledge, but the problem is that they do not have enough energy to learn something new. They may be expert in knowing whatever they know. They may even know how to apply whatever they know. But when it comes to learn something new, it's really difficult for them to cope up. Every individual, for a healthy existence in the society, he must have time, financially stable, and energy. So if we consider youth, the youth may not have the required financial stability, but in terms of time and energy, they are surplus. In the same way, if we consider the old men or the senior citizens of the country, it's definitely that they don't have the time. They may have the experience, but the problem is they don't even have the energy to learn something new. But we youth, the advantage of us is that we have both time as well as energy. The time to transform ourselves, thereby transforming our nation, and the energy to learn something new. So I believe that it's the duty of every youth to learn something new, to develop his or her character, and to serve the country. As we Indians, we should be proud enough to say that we are Indians and we have done something for our country. It's a true fact that most of the talented youths from our country, they go to other foreign countries, well-developed countries, in search of jobs. They put their time, their effort, their intelligence, their knowledge there, and though they are Indians, Indian origin people, but still all their credit, all their work, it goes to the native place, their native country, where they work. So I believe that if every citizen, if every youth, instead of hoping for a job in future in a foreign country, if he has the mindset or the ability to think that he or she should do something for his or her nation, for his motherland, definitely that is going to help our country in becoming a developed country from a developing country. It's also a true fact that most of the topmost positions in the world, in every field, is held by some or the other Indian. Maybe the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai, he is also an Indian. Similarly, the problem is that if you work in India, there are chances that the value for your work may be decreased, or it may be of lower value. But definitely in the long run, if you see, India has got a tremendous ability to become the most powerful country in the world in terms of all the sector, not only in technology, in every sector. So I believe it's the duty of every citizen to do something for their country. It's not about big or small, but it's what matters is the thinking and the ability to put the efforts so that India becomes a prosperous country. India transforms from a developing country to a developed country in the near future. The present Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has taken many initiatives which will certainly help the youth in making use of the opportunities and thereby making India a developed country. Thank you.
A warm welcome to all my faculty staff. I, Akanksha, extend a warm greeting to all of you to this exciting and vibrant session. I am humbled by your presence. My topic for this morning is youth contribution for future India. As Swami Vivekananda says, my hope of future lies in youth of character, intelligent, renouncing all for the service of other and obedient, good to themselves and the country at large. Youth is the most important and dynamic segment of population. It is believed that developing countries with a large youth population could see a tremendous growth. Almost 34% of Indian population consists of youth. India has largest population of youth. Now, India has more than 500 million people of young age. For any country, their youth is their future and they have power to change their country into heaven. Now, the biggest strength of India is their youth. They have the power to change our nation from a developing country to a developed country. Only they need support and right guidance to achieve their goal. Today's young generation is more creative, hardworking, and aware of their future. They are working to achieve their goal and to contribute to their nation. The biggest opportunity of India in their youth, and the government has to work on their biggest strength to make our country a developed nation. They are born independent and they love to work independent as a leader. Today's world is eyeing India as a talent hub. They are talented and are ready to work at low cost for their big profit. Young mind will be more fresh and innovative, which helps in progress of country. Countries develop and become and better when more of their youth are educated. India is leaping ahead of most other nations in terms of infrastructures and opportunities, by the mindset also needs to change at the same pace. Youth have been responsible of leading a variety of social changes that includes influencing debates of national importance. When youth are engaged in field of empowerment and development, they lead to a multiple benefits for the society. Youth can successfully create a social change. This social change can also lead a revolution which will long-term effect on the society. As a vital member of society, youth require mechanism that can protect them from the violent conflict. The youth of the nation are the backbone and the most powerful force within the nation. They have the hope of future and can shape the destiny of a country. The youth have also been instrument in change of governments. Today's generation faces a greater challenge in national building due to the force and pressure, internal policies and external conflicts. Knowledge and unity speak a lot rather than the experience. If the ruling power is given in the hands of the youth, then definitely India will become a developed nation. The only way to express the ideas and implement their policies in politics is young people should be motivated to take part in politics and occupy the higher positions such as Prime Minister, Governor, and Chief Minister. Youth are problem solvers. Our nation needs them to resolve most of our problems. The nation is facing a lot of problems and I believe youths are capable of solving them. Racism is an ongoing issue around the world. Individuals are fighting against each other because of complexion of their skin. Religion is another issue. The youths can convince their fellow men. The youths are our life and nation. They will make our country proud. The country will be recognized. The youth are just need to support from their fellow citizens and they will perform their duties. Youth need the required support in terms of good health, education, training and opportunities to transfer the future. So I would like to conclude that youth should accept all the challenges faced by the country. Let the youth be put to best use. Youth have the ability to create and identify themselves and move nation forward. Youth can make them their beautiful land flourish and shine in success.
I'm Ashwini Hadishnaik and I'll be speaking about youth's role in the future development of India. To be talking about youth, Vivekananda simply didn't say that youth hold the utmost power to develop India and to change the society into something better. According to US studies that India has the largest number of youths and if all these resources is rightfully used, we can develop India into a better thing. Most of our youths are studying, everyone in India is either an engineer, lawyer or a doctor. And if we use this knowledge with the help, with the present upcoming technology, we can innovate and invent new things in new aspects. Nowadays, there is no one who would take a step forward to change the society, and it's our youth's role to change something which is affecting us very badly. The social beliefs or the social norms, or either the superstitions, this have to be changed. And when these things get changed a little by little, we can create a harmonious society. People are now researching about drones, and with the help of these drones, we can supply medicines to house. During this pandemic situation, each and everyone, if they contribute their knowledge and if it is directed into a right aspect, we can actually make a better society. We shouldn't go to Mars, or we shouldn't search a new super earth for the people living, right? We can make everything which is now better. People in this generation, we need to plant some good thoughts in their head. Like, we youths are now directed into the negative aspects, like more than schools and colleges. Nowadays, the youths have been seen in pubs and musicals. So, we have to change this thing. We have to direct our mentality into something good, and by making it so, we can invent something. There are many talented people, and if they're directed into a right way, and if they are given the support that they need, and if they are given the right atmosphere, they can actually make India the number one in the global world. To be frank, youths have the most creative mindset, and they have the right energy, right stamina, and right amount of knowledge. It may be about the internet, or it may be about the present days and everything. We, in the tip of our hand, can get any knowledge, and by using this, we can do anything we want. There is nothing impossible for the present society. Even the 5-year-old kid knows how to operate the mobile. Then think about the teenagers like 19, 20, and they have everything available. Just what we need is the right mindset and the support and someone to guide. If all the teachers and lecturers, or if our parents and everyone would support every individual in taking a right path, they can make a tremendous effort in making this country a beautiful place. And we need not go to America to study, to think about other things. We can bring America to a new India, right? We can implement the technology in India. We can implement the things in India. It's all about coping up with things, and we have everything what we need now. We have every little knowledge, we have every little thing. We have money, we have power, we have everything. But what we need is that right mindset. What we need is that one thing, one thought, that I'll do something for my country. And thinking about this, India is actually a country with great resource if it's used in a right way. I'm not directing everything about thoughts and process and things, but we need to have this thing in our mind that without taking a step, we can't change things. If a person takes a step now, we can do many efforts, we can do miracles, we can do wonders. And keeping this in mind, we should start thinking now. It isn't too late. The person who built KFC started at the age of 65, right? He was old, but we are not. We can start from today. We can change from today, and we can make things better. So think, start, let's go.